Good morning, everyone. This is Sun Kim's weekly global briefing on 1st of June. This is already June, and now 5 months is already passed, and this is almost half of the year. And now, last week, the U.S. and China made some kind of dispute about the Hong Kong, and the China passed the national security law, and then they've started to suppress the Hong Kong, and the United States give some kind of statements that they will revoke all the rights to special rights to the Hong Kong that they have provided before. And also now that another issue comes up from the UK, then UK said that they will give some kind of special conditions to the Hong Konger who has a BNO, the British National Overseas Passport. So this is another issues for today and this week. So let's check about the indices and the commodities first. Okay, let's see the indices. 3 indices. The Dow Jones fell down, but it's just a price adjusting and not like a big bearish market. It's just a little adjusting. But in this last week, it goes up very modestly. And also Nasdaq and the S&P 500. They also raised. It shows like maybe they will recover up to maybe more than 28,000 lines, or in Dow Jones, or in maybe more than 9,800 lines in Nasdaq, or whatever they say. But I don't think so. I think there is some kind of threat of the coronavirus. So it will make some kind of a sidewalk this week. And then also what we have to check is the VIX. The VIX future shows that there is a 28.825, and it dropped almost 5%. Then it says the market thought that maybe the dispute between US and China, it won't go that long, and I think it is too. I think so too. Really, because of the UK, the old lions start to roar. And next, we'll check the commodity, and gold, silver, platinum, palladium, and copper, they all raised. And then especially the silver shows the bull market in there, and is the July futures. And also, I think that the July future of the silver, it'll go maybe more than $19 per troy ounce, and maybe it'll touch $20 in this month. So you have to check it out about this matter. And the gold, it'll make some kind of box patterns between the 1730 to $1770 box patterns. And unfortunately, I think it will drop again because it's already the selling of the price. The palladium, it changed the month to September, so you have to check it out. Although the news shows that sometimes the palladium drops like that, but you have to check the month. And maybe if it's July, then you don't have to check about that. Okay, now the future months change it. And the palladium and the platinum, platinum, it is also goes up, but it's making some kind of price adjusting. So it is chance to buy some platinum, and you can target the price range to the $910, I think. The copper, unfortunately, it doesn't touch the $2.50 yet, but it is rising modestly. So take your time and be patient about this. Next is about the oil. WTI, Brent, and Dubai oil. They raised almost up to 5% last Friday, and because of the oil cut news, they raised again. And I think that the WTI, it will touch the ceiling at the $37 per barrels. And also the Brent oil can touch the more than maybe $40, and maybe they break the $40 this week, and maybe touch the $42 ceiling, I think. But hopefully. But after then they will drop again because there are too long gaps because of the coronavirus. And also the Dubai oil shows that the more than 5% bullish market last Friday. But the problem is that Dubai oil, the India and the China still doesn't recover the demands at all. Especially India is a really big problem. So you have to check the India's demand is recovering or not. And I think it takes a long time for India, unfortunately, because China has only one party and then they can control whole nation. But the India, it is some kind of confederate nation. I mean the federal nations, and then there's so many, maybe thousands of the local government. So it takes time to give the orders and then and the order is effective. It takes maybe much months and sometimes years, more than over a year. So I think the Asian market is really in big chaos. Okay, now we'll track the weekly news. I also brought the 3 news today, and one from Bloomberg and one from Wall Street Journal and another, and the third is from the Financial Times. 뉴스 시간부터 다시 하겠습니다. Okay, now it's time for the weekly news. I brought 3 news from the Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, and Financial Times for each. Number 1, Trump plans expanded fall G7 meeting with Russia and others. President Trump, he postponed the G7 meeting to fall, and also he also invited other 4 countries, including Russia, India, Australia, and South Korea. Yeah, I am a South Korean and I'm really proud of that. But the problem is that this is a kind of some kind of hidden venom there. Yeah. Yes, it's, you know that now the President Trump gives the Snow White Moon, and he said, and okay, Moon, this is a really good apple. Why don't you take it? Why don't you try it? And and everybody said, there's a venom, there's a poison there, so you shall not eat it. So everybody is really hesitated to do that, and then now the South Korea government, they shall be careful about that. And number 2 and number 3, visas for Hong Kong and the Financial Times article, they are all related to the one issue, the Hong Kong visa. Traditionally, the UK, they issue the Commonwealth citizens, especially for the Hong Kongers. They got the British National Overseas Passport. It is the kind of a purple passport. If not, the others, they got the blue passport. But but it is some kind of funny, and because the British had lots of colonies in 19th century and 20th century, so they have some kind of grade for the colonial people. And fortunately, Hong Kong, they have the BNO and the purple one. It is almost same like a British citizens, except they are born from Hong Kong. Yeah. So the Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, she just about to touch the maybe the crust of sticks, but he came back and then he finally decided that I don't want this bloody things to Hong Kong. So he ordered the foreign minister about that anybody who has a BNO, the valid BNO in Hong Kong at the first stage, maybe 300,000 people around then, and they can come to the United Kingdom immediately, and then we'll extend the staying period from 6 months to 1 year. And also you can start there, or you can take a job there. And this is a really big ouch for the China, and also the Wall Street Journal, the opinion. It says that if the Hong Kongers who stayed in UK, the British, the Kingdom, UK, United Kingdom, and they may go to the Canada or the United States, then the Mr. Trump will give them the citizenship about that. And this is really another big ouch, because they will say and some kind of blame to the China about that. Oh, this is not good, this is not good, and then President Xi, he did a very bad thing to the Hong Kong, like that kind of thing. They will speak it out everybody, and the China cannot touch them because they are the U.S. citizen, unfortunately. And number 3, the Financial Times news said the article said that the UK widens visa rights offer to almost 3 million Hong Kong residents. So at the first stage, still valid BNO holders are about 300,000 peoples. But anybody who had the BNO before and did not renew them, they can be renewed, and they can renew the BNO again, and then after that maybe more than up to 3 million Hong Kongers will become the BNO holders, and they will be the UK citizen. And this is half of the Hong Kong people, original Hong Kong people. So the China has a really big headache about this, because if they suppress the protest, and then if they say that I am a BNO holder and I am a British citizen, then they cannot catch them, and they cannot make that detention in the jail. So this is another issue. So that this week, I think China and the UK, they will start to talk about this, and maybe the America, they will come here too, and then they will talk about the Hong Kong issue. And then now market forecast, and the stock index will have a sidewalk, and the US-China dispute will be escalated, but the Hong Kong issue will be cooled down sooner or later, because the UK announcement, as I told you about this news. And also the US and China, they have a very big chaos in their home also, and the US has a kind of black problems, the George Floyd death by the police officer. So everybody in the black peoples in America, they are making some kind of riots. And fortunately, this very early morning, that riot is getting to calm down. So maybe in Tuesday and Wednesday, it'll come down. But the Hong Kong protest is still getting harsher and harsher, and also they are waving the BNO passport into the police officers. Oh no, I am the British citizen and I am protesting about you. So that is another issue on China, and sooner or later they will make some kind of meetings about that. Number 2, oat price is adjusting. But every 5 years, the oats make the picks on the $5 per bushel, and now it's a 6th year, so it'll make another bullish market, I think. So after they finish the price adjusting and then start to rise from $3.50 per bushel, then you can run into there, rent oats, and then maybe you'll get some money about that. But it is be careful, it is a very small amount of that. So you shall not put too much money on it. And number 2, the rough rice price is raised stiffly. Well, it is a really super backwardation. The oil price makes some kind of super contango when the May's minus future was happened. It was a super contango, but now the rice shows the super backwardation. Now it is more than $17 per bushel, but the futures after month by month, it just make maybe $12 to $13 per bushel. So it will make some kind of some price shock to the rough rice. So we have to be careful about the Asian market. Number 3, oil prices reached its ceiling. It's reached ceiling, and it tried to break the ceiling, but the price may fall again this week. Although there are some kind of hope that the oil cut news and the demand is recovering, the problem is that still the corona of COVID-19 still exists. So the selling of the $37 in WTI and the $42 in the Brent oil, it rarely breaks the line. Maybe this week, I think. And then it'll fall again up to the $32 in WTI and also the $35 in Brent oil. So nowadays, the oil prices make some kind of lower box patterns that we have expected before. Maybe before then it was $50 to $60, but now it is $30 to $40. So we have to be careful about the gaps of that. Finally, the weekly focus of that. Number 1, the Hong Kong. UK interrupted Hong Kong issue. Can the old lion calm the roaring storm of Hong Kong? I mean, now this is a kind of fighting between the old lion and the dragon. The China and the UK, they fight each other like with the diplomatic matters, not about the economics or the or any military matters, but also it's a kind of a very touchy issues. Okay, does the Hong Kong people, they are the Chinese or the UK citizen? Chinese citizen or UK citizen? This is really a very touchy issues. More than 100 years, the Hong Kong people is really very get used to the system of the British system, and they start think like British, they work like British, they earn the money like British, and now say that now you are Chinese and that you have to follow the communist law, and so everybody will get upset and they are fighting each other. So this is so this week, how this protest and this issue, this national security law is solved. This is a really big issue for the global market. Number 2, does South Korea become the global economic power as participant of G7 meeting in fall? So the G7 meeting postponed to fall, and then now South Korea becomes one of the participants in these meetings, and now in economically it is a good news, but in diplomatically it's a bad news. So we have to check it out. What's the pros and cons of this? What are pros and cons of the G7 meetings, and what we have to make? We have to make a strategy really well. As a South Korean, I'm really proud that now we become some kind of core economic leaders in the global market. But the problem is that you have to choose the side, U.S. or China. And that is really very difficult question. Very difficult questions. So now it depends on the government. What shall they do? What shall it do? Yeah, I mean the government. What shall it do? We have to be careful about it. Number 3, does the rice price strike the Asian food market in future? I think yes. Maybe 2 or a couple of months or 3 months. Maybe from July to September. I think the rice price can make some kind of big issues in Asian market, because the Thailand they made a really big problems in rice production, and the UNFAO said that the 19% of the price has risen compared to the last year. I mean the 2019, because compared to 2019, it raised more than 19% of the price of the wholesale market. I mean, it's a wholesale price. The retail price raised much more, and then China and India will suffer from that issues, and then they will, and especially China, they will ask South Korea and Japan to sell some rices to them, and then we have to check it up, okay? And really, soon it will be a kind of matter for the South Korean and the Japanese peoples. So we have to check it up and check out the not only the rice and also but also the meat prices like beef, pork, and the chickens too. It'll be another protein wars in this season. So the third quarter of the 2020 will be the food wars among the global world. So we have to be careful how much the rice will be. So I hope that this kind of thing doesn't happen at all. But I'm really afraid that the future shows that shows that a very bad signal about it. So we have to be careful about it. So this is the end of the weekly briefing, and keep your principle, keep your way, keep your standard, and make your successful investment. And have a good day, and God bless you. Thank you.